What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to deliver you our Week 1 battle of NPBA Season 2 here on the channel. This week, we are starting off the season taking on Jordan and the Northwich Castle Zoroarks. You can see the team we brought from the team builder. We got Spyro the Megazard Y, our specially defensive, bulky-ass, Choppleberry holding Tommy the Tyranitar, Bellabuster the Sand Rush Adamant Life Orb, Stoutland, Basilisk the Choice Scarf Solar Power Heliolisk, Kelly the bulky-ass physically defensive Garboder, and Palindroma the Alomomola to take all them hits. So, I guess without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to play this baby slow, and we're going to put this music off, and we're going to switch those sides. So, right here we see she leads with her Gliscor, as I lead with my Tyranitar, which is kind of cool, so I can get things going really early. She goes for the Agility, which is kind of terrifying, as I set up my rocks, and I'm like, oh snap, I don't want this thing alive any longer. I want this thing dead. Make it dead. She actually goes immediately for the defog. As I go for the Ice Beam from T-Tar, and it absolutely one-shot. I don't think it would have one-shot if it wasn't a crit. I'm not sure. I don't think it would have one-shot, but it did, so I'm not complaining. But the rocks were down. I decide I know I can eat a hit from this Azumarill. As it goes for the Waterfall, I know I could take the hit. So I do just set up my rocks here. And now it is about that time to switch up out into Palindroma, who I know can swallow hits from this thing for days. This thing can't touch us. This thing literally cannot touch us. Palindroma is too bulky. Too bulky. Too bulky to be handled. So we got those beautiful rocks up, which is great. I went for a Toxic, which kind of would have been bad if it had landed on the Luxray, because, you know, it's a Guts Luxray. Predicted me to switch, I guess, there, as it goes for the Ice Fang, because I just go for the Wish. I know I can take a hit from this thing. Without any real issue, and it helps me stall out the burn a little bit. She goes for the Superpower, again, probably predicting a switch into T-Tar, maybe, which wouldn't have really mattered because of the Chopple. But I go for the knockoff, get rid of this thing's Flame Ward, just get some damage on it, as we do get the Wish on us, which is great. It goes for the Wild Charge, and takes a shit ton of recoil, which is fine, as I just, again, I decide to just go for a Scald. I know I can live the Wild Charge and take out the Luxray. So Alomomola getting a kill. What is life? Alomomola gets a kill. Special defensive T-Tar gets a kill, and Alomomola gets a kill. My two of my defensive mons in this match getting kills. What is up? This freaking Fluffball decides to go for a Cotton Guard right off the bat, which is fine. I just go for a Wish. I'm not worried about this thing. I'm not worried about the Altaria. I did take that 25% from rocks. Goes for a Roost, which is totally okay. I'm not opposed to that, as I just Toxic it. As it does, in fact, have the Lumberry. So that's totally fine. I'm not really worried about it. Again, I'm not worried about it. Goes for an Aerial Ace, does literally nothing. Gets a crit and does literally nothing. Alomomola is too fat, so I can just Toxic this thing. Again, I'm not worried about Altaria in the least bit. Like, this thing doesn't terrify me at all. She's gonna swap out. Probably has Natural Cure, so that thing's no longer poison. Into the Banana Milkshake, known as Azumarill here. I decide at this point, this thing can't touch us. I just go for a Toxic. I have no reason not to. I'm gonna Toxic this Azumarill, and it can't touch me. It goes for the knockoff. That's fine. We lose our leftovers. It's totally okay. It's totally okay. We still have Wish, and we can still keep healing ourselves up. Palindroma has dozens of ways to live forever. We go for a knockoff of our own, get rid of the Assault Vest on the Azumarill, which is great. So it shows that we have no worries of a Belly Drum set at all, which is awesome. Awesome stuff. Here I decide to go for a Wish. Because I like to go for wishes. Wishes and wishes and fishes and fishes. As she goes for another Play Rough. This Azumarill's really getting worn down by the Toxic. Now, with the Wish up, I decide to switch into Kelly the Garbodor, because I know I can, A, take a player off really, really nicely, player off or Waterfall really nicely. I get the Wish back, I'm back at full health, and we can set up some more hazards, because I like to have my hazards. So she goes for an Aqua Jet here, which is fine. I know this thing's dying to Toxic this turn. I decide to set up my layer of Toxic Spikes. I only need one layer, because I want regular poison on things, not badly poison, which is something important. So right here, I immediately knew that this thing was the Zoroark, because I knew this was the Zoroark because it only took 12% from rocks. It should have taken 25. If it was actually the Houndoom, it would have taken 25%. So I decide to just go ahead and Drain Punch the hell out of this thing. It does a huge amount of damage. It goes for the Nasty Plot. And right here, I'm like, can Kelly live this? Kelly does live a Focus Blast. I think she predicted the switch, as the Zoroark does die to its own Life Orb, which is fine. I set up a layer of spikes here just to get that last little bit of damage and really, really rack up the damage. Like, look at how much damage this Houndoom takes. It's down already to like 63% health. That's kind of insane. So at this point, I felt bad, but I felt like I had to sack off Kelly here. I had no reason to keep her around. She goes down immediately to this Fire Blast, which is totally fine because Kelly did her job. Kelly did all the work in the universe that she needed to do. And now Spyro the Mega Charizard, well, I can come in here, Mega Evolve. First off, go for a Fire Blast. Fire Blast does kill Mega Houndoom from this range. Absolutely monstrous Pokemon. Because we are running a Modest Nature, so that's really, really cool. And lastly, we are staring down this Altaria. We do have the HP Ice. I do just click the HP Ice and wipe out the Altaria. So we win in strong fashion for our first week. 5-0 victory against the Northwich Castle Zoroarks. Which is really, really fantastic battle. Really good matchup against Jordan. She's really, really good. She's really, really good. So I hope nobody takes her lightly when it comes to the league. Just because she's new. It's really, really good. Really, really good. Really, really well played. It was just a matter of getting rid of the hazard remover early on in the matchup and then just stacking those hazards on her team. And it was a matter of time before her team just got whittled down and torn apart, which worked out really well in our favor. Next week, though, we face one of the biggest challenges that I think I'm going to have this season. That is Chase and the Toronto Tyrantrums. Which is going to be terrifying. His team, I ranked number 2 on the power rankings, preseason power rankings, which just goes to show that I'm terrified by his team. Like, his team's actually really, really well drafted, really, really good, really, really strong overall, and I'm not a fan of having to deal with it early on in the season, but I'd rather get it done early than deal with it later, I suppose. But yeah, I'm really, really excited to take him on, see how much he's grown since the last time. If you guys are hyped, please make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off.